Hey there everyone, let's have a look at the Setblock command from Minecraft Education. Alright, so Setblock actually has lots of similarities to the fill command. In a way, it's probably like its little brother, and we've already done the video on fill, so maybe I did these around the wrong way, but it doesn't really matter. If you can do fill, you can definitely do Setblock. So let's have a look what it's made up of. You do need /setblock to trigger this command, but or to get it going. But you then need to know the position of the blocks. There's a big difference between this one and fill. So fill, you can do like quite big spaces, I guess. Setblock, you're kind of looking at a specific coordinate. Then you need to know the item, the name that you're doing. Now, if it's an item that has different colors or something, you'll need to know its ID, or its title data, sorry. And then you kind of have these options here. You have replace, destroy, keep. Now, all three of them are optional in some way, but keep basically will tell the command to replace the block if the block was only if it was air. Replace will just swap it out, and destroy will destroy the block that is there and then put the new one in. So if you want the item it's destroying, you want to keep it. That's really important. But we're going to have a look at replace and destroy. So this one is, you know, I've actually kind of set this one up a little bit tricky, but essentially we've got this little kind of jump platform here, okay? And so the idea is that, you know, you have to find the right way across. So, you know, traditionally you would kind of like build these out like this and then destroy blocks. And so this might be the next position that you jump to. But what I'm going to make happen in this game is that if you jump onto the wrong block, is that we will swap it out. Okay, we will replace it. So normally you do like 3 of them. If you're following along with the resource materials and learning this as part of like your classwork, you're doing the learn to code with commands program, is that you'll have 3 of these to practice with, but we're just going to do 1 in the video. Okay, the NPC tells you the 3 commands if you go back and talk to it. But this is what I need to know. I'm going to use test for command. If you haven't used it before, if you haven't done the earlier video on it, I'll pop the link in the description. But essentially what we're going to do is we're going to test for if I'm standing here. So standing at this coordinate, which is 523 up in the top left, 34257. And then if I'm standing here, I'm going to get rid of the block I'm standing on, which is the same coordinate. It's just that instead of 34, it'll be 33 because it's 1 block below me. So let's go and set that up. Now, because we've already technically done the training, if you're doing this in progression, we've already done test 4. I already set it up there for you. So that's that very first one. So 523, 34, 527. Those were those numbers that we were just saying. Now I'm going to set that up here to trigger. Basically then, if you stand on that spot, we're going to go set block, and if it's that happens, we're going to take the block, that slab that is sitting at 523, 33, 527, and we're going to replace it with air. This one is just kind of like a default in a way, and we're going to replace it out. Okay, so let's go test that. So I'm going to come up here, make our way up, and don't forget, you don't have to just use test for to trigger a set for block. You could pull a lever or stand on a pressure pad. That's another option you could have, but basically if I jump on this, it'll disappear, okay, and I'll fall into the lava pit. I'm in creative mode, so I won't die, but that's the aim of the game. You need to find the correct way across without dying. Okay, so let's have a look at this second part. We're going to do the same again, but we're going to take this opportunity to kind of look at this difference between replace and destroy. And so what we want to happen is that if I kind of maybe jump over and I make it to here, is that we'll use test for to pick up that I'm at that position. And then what will happen is the block here, this sword will fall down. So imagine it's up, maybe it's up really high and you can't reach it. And so what I want to do is I want to also, just so it looks good, is that if I successfully do that, then that block goes back to, the shroom light goes back to the stained blue glass. So let's go and set that up. Now I already know the position. I've got it down of the shroom block, okay, the shroom light block. So that's the first thing I'm going to do is for that very first one is that I'm going to go and I'm going to go set block. Now the position of that block, that shroom light block, is 5, 2, 4, 37, 245. Okay. Now what you would normally do is put something like air there and you would destroy it. Okay. But let's hypothetically say we didn't use destroy, and let's choose something like concrete, because I'll come back, but just so you kind of can see this happening, let's go concrete 5, for example, and let's just go replace. Okay. What's going to happen here is that it shouldn't hypothetically fall off the wall in the way that I want it to. So let's go here as I walk forward. There we go. So it changed, okay? So it picked that up and it changed to green, but the sword didn't fall off the wall. So that's not what I wanted. So that's why the destroy is important, okay? Because that just replaced. So if I come back here, and I would traditionally recommend, let's get rid of all of this using just something like air, because air keeps it nice and simple. So air, let's go 1 destroy, okay? So it'll destroy the block, and it will place air there, and then the sword will fall off the wall. That's what's going to happen. I don't want to leave a hole in the wall though, so this is why I set this second one up, and I'm going to open that, and then I just use the same again. So set block at 5, 2, 4, 37, 245, so exactly the same position, and then I go stained. It's stained underscore glass, because that's what I'm using on the walls. And this is where that title data comes important. That blue I'm using is 3, and in this case, I don't kind of want to destroy. I want to replace. Okay, so I want to replace the air with that stained glass. Now I've just put a repeater here, pulled back, just so there's a bit of a time delay. Okay, so let's go and have a look. We're going to make our way up. So let's imagine you've made it here. You jump over, you walk forward, and if I just go slowly as I walk forward, it'll pick me up. There we go. And it dropped that. I can move forward and grab that, but what you notice is that we didn't leave that hole in the wall. If we didn't do it, if I destroy it and just kind of stand over here, because I know that'll work. There we go. I'm just going to fly around. Is it look like that, which just looks messy. So that's why we added that extra one in. And there we go. So it filled it in, and it looks nice and neat and professional. All right, that's Setblock. I hope you enjoy using it, and we will see you again soon. Cheers.